Okay, so it's January. I'm not going to bore you with another one of those New Year's resolution things, but it was that kind of time I was reflecting myself, and I was reading, having a look at some of the books in one of my bookcases up there earlier, and it just struck me that it reminded me of some of the influential and inspirational books that I've read over the last few years, and I thought I'd just take the opportunity to share those with you. So these are the 3 books that have changed the way I think. Now, this first one, if you've worked with me, you've undoubtedly heard me talk about it, or you may have even got a copy from me. You're probably bored of hearing me talk about it now, but it's Mind Management, The Chimp Paradox by Professor Steve Peters. This Steve Peters came to light a little while ago when he was working with a lot of sports people, and this is as a sort of a message from Chris Hoyle on the front saying how much it helped him. But I have to say, when I read it, it blew me away in that it really just breaks down how the brain thinks, creates this idea of essentially that the emotional side of you is a chimp, the rational side is the human side, and there's also a computer, which is kind of the brain where everything's been stored, and helps you to understand how those things interact together and how you can use them to your advantage, and obviously be aware when perhaps the chimp might be squawking and going up and down and causing problems. Now, that's a very sort of a quick and crude way of putting it, of describing the theory. Clearly there's a lot more to it than that, a lot more stuff, but I recommend that. That's Chimp Paradox, Steve Peters. So my second book is Black Box Thinking by Matthew Syed. A fascinating read, mostly looking at sort of marginal gains and the whole premise of failure and being able to embrace failure, and saying that cultures where people openly discuss failure can turn that failure into a big success, or to fix something that's not working. It talks to all sorts of different people, talks to lots of different industries. I'm not really doing it justice, but it really is fascinating stuff, and makes you realise that you've got to try stuff, and that from trying those things you will start to be able to move forward and do some better stuff. My third and final book, I've saved the best till last, is Daniel Kahneman, Thinking Fast and Slow. It says an international bestseller. It's been out for quite a while now. My friends will smile at this one because they know that I mention it quite a lot. It really is a masterpiece of a book. Quite incredible. Based on loads of scientific studies, talks about cognitive bias, all those kinds of things. Anyone who's interested in how the brain thinks, this is a definite must read. Talks about how we're not very good at, we think we're better at reasoning things than we actually are, and some of it really surprises you, and when you read it, it will blow you away. So if you're going to pick any one of the 3, I'd say this one. It is sort of heavy with information. Every page has some gold on it, but I definitely recommend it. So I hope you find those useful.